Alright everyone, let's talk about some Xbox One X stuff. Now, some interesting stuff came about and it's pretty interesting, so let's get into it. First up, please hit that bell for notifications, like and subscribe. Okay, so, ever since last week when the Xbox One X was first debuted and we got told we're going to get all these 4K games, there was two particular games people were kind of disappointed by. Not because of what the game looked like, not because of what was shown, because it came out that they weren't native 4K, that they were checkerboard, even though final XDKs aren't even out yet and won't be for a while, and to be honest, one of those games won't be out till probably end of next year. But people were focusing on two games alone. But they kind of forgot to talk about the ones that are native 4K, the ones that, you know, could be quite taxing. Sea of Thieves. I can't say a word on it because I've played it, but if you liked what you saw at E3, that thing will be beautiful in 4K on Xbox One X. Now let's talk about Crackdown 3. A lot of things going on in the environment, a lot of explosions, a lot of different lighting and particle effects, and to be honest, I really like the art style when it's cel shaded, and that will be native 4K. Then let's look at Shadow of War. Last game was fantastic. This is going to be basically a brand new big open world RPG, and that will be native 4K. Forza Motorsport 7 going to be native 4K, 60 frames per second. But people are fixated on two games, and there's going to be a bunch of indies that are 4K 60 too. But people are focusing on two games, and resolution isn't graphics. It isn't. But people kept looking at what was promised, true 4K gaming, and people were kind of complaining a lot on Twitter. And you know, we're getting more and more information out that, you know, a lot of games will be native 4K, which is going to be cool. But the irony out of all this, out of everything that's been happening, is that today it was kind of announced that while porting TitanFall 2 to Xbox One X, it was running unoptimized, not at 4K, not at piddly 1440p. It was running up to 6K on Xbox One X, which means if you were playing that unoptimized 6K game on a 4K TV or even on a 1080p TV, you're going to have an absolutely gorgeous image because of the auto super sampling. That's pretty big. Now obviously the game isn't realistically going to be 6K when it's final, because, you know, they're going to use the power to different things, probably more lighting effects, particles, you know. Could be really interesting, but my point is that the Xbox One X is a powerful system that's very capable, and people keep going back to Destiny and keep saying it's the CPU that's holding games back from being, you know, native 4K or 60 frames per second. But Titanfall is a pretty smooth 60 frames per second. So a 6K game running at 60 frames per second, unoptimized, I think developers can get a lot out of Xbox One X. Then let's look at things like, there was an indie game recently announced for Xbox One, it's coming to console, Path of Exile. They ported that in 2 hours and it was running at 4K 60 frames per second. There's going to be a bunch of other games like Minecraft, Paladins, Super Lucky's Tale. It's going to be a bunch of them, but my point is that it's going to be a very capable system. And the thing is about Xbox One X is that it does something that a £400 capture card can't do. 4K, 60 frames per second, HDR, game DVR. That is some super powerful stuff to have in a console. Now people will want to compare this to PC, but the thing is, PC gaming and console gaming are completely different things. Like, I used to play PC games back in the early 2000s, you know, for RTSs, like things like Star Trek Armada 1 and 2, Homeworld 1 and 2, stuff like that. But you know, I'm a console gamer. But the proposition of having a very powerful console is interesting to us. Games are going to look excellent. And let's talk about the development kit. Developers can use this development kit in a bunch of different ways. They can profile those 4 different buttons on the front to have basically different modes. So one button could be pretty much scale the game down to Xbox One X or Xbox One. You know, it's just going to be really interesting for these developers how they actually going to utilize the development kit. And again, that extra gig of RAM, they all don't even have access to it yet. So Assassin's Creed could potentially be native 4K on Xbox One X. But then again, Ubisoft, I've noticed, they seem to have parity when it comes to Assassin's Creed on both systems. So Assassin's Creed Unity, 900p on both. Assassin's Creed Syndicate, 900p on both. But I think that, you know, developers, they just need the time, because for the PlayStation 4 Pro, the developers didn't have this much time for the, you know, for the console. So I think, you know, it's only been a week and a half since E3. We're going to get a lot more 4K games. You know, it's just time. But I'm excited for what's coming, and you know, hearing about what developers have been able to do with Xbox One X in such a short period of time just makes me think that we're going to get games that are absolutely incredible. We just have to wait, and Xbox One X is only November, only months away. It's going to be pretty awesome. Anyway, if you enjoyed the video, hit like and subscribe, hit that bell for notifications. I'm out. Have a good weekend.